Shalom Chaverim, Bruchim Abayim. We apologize for the slight delay we have been having this morning, but it sometimes happens. I guess when we bring rabbis to the studio, I think it's happened sometimes. So first of all, I'd say Tzaharaim Tovim, Boker Tov, Erev Tov. Wherever you are, all over the globe, we welcome you in the name for sure. We have a very special guest here today, Rabbi Barry Rubin.
Yes.
Shalom.
Shalom.
And you've been a friend of mine for a long time.
I have.
You've been working on a variety of projects.
Right.
You are a publisher.
Right.
You are a rabbi.
Right.
So maybe, first of all, just take a moment, tell us who you are, what you do, and what brings you here today.
Yeah. Well, I became a believer in 1973, and in 1974 I started working in Jewish ministry to tell our people that the Messiah had come.
Amen.
And over the years, I've done different things. One of them, which is most exciting, is publishing books and Bibles that are really important for Jewish people as well as non-Jewish people to read, to learn more about the whole Jewish background of the Bible, get a depth of understanding what God's Word is all about, and it's been exciting. And of course, I have a messianic Jewish congregation in the Baltimore area.
That's the amazing thing, is the oldest.
Yeah.
What we know of, the oldest messianic Jewish synagogue in the world, actually.
It's over 100 years old, and it was started in East Baltimore around the turn of last century, like the 1910, 1918. And although there are older synagogues, none of them exist anymore, but mine has been around all this time, and God has done all these wonderful things through Emmanuel Messianic Jewish Congregation.
Talking about that, so I mean, obviously, you're a rabbi, your passion still today is bringing the word forward. So, you know, those of you who know The Return of the Kosher Pig, Barry is the publisher, The Return of the Kosher Pig.
Right.
That was a very interesting project by itself.
It was exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah, so we're blessed to be working with you.
Same here.
And you have now been working on everybody in the world probably know about the Complete Jewish Bible.
Almost.
Yeah. The Complete Jewish Bible, in my opinion, is, in the English, people ask me which Bible I recommend. I said Complete Jewish Bible. If you can't get the Hebrew, go to the Complete Jewish Bible, because the work that was done there is great. So, I mean, there's a lot of Bibles. There's a TLV now coming, Complete Jewish Bible, and God is giving you a vision. I asked you how long ago. It's been, you say over 10 years ago.
Probably so, yeah.
Okay, to take the Complete Jewish Bible that everybody know and love to the next level, right?
Exactly what happened.
So tell us a little bit, first of all, what took place in your heart, because you've been working now on an exciting project, and today we are live here, and we want to tell all the viewers about this amazing project that people might not know about.
I'll be happy to do
So just give us the history a little bit.
I'll be happy to do that. As a publisher of Messianic Jewish books for 30 plus years now, we've published over 100 books. I was able to take a lot of the material from those books and put it with the Complete Jewish Bible, sort of as a study Bible, because there's nothing out there that really puts together the Bible with all the notes that people need to really read to understand the Jewish roots of the Bible. So by taking material from Return of the Kosher Pig and other books that we published and adding it to the Complete Jewish Bible text, we created the book called the Complete Jewish Study Bible. And this is my magnum opus, my great publishing work. I'm not stopping, but this is the highlight of my whole publishing ministry.
So you have here a dear Jewish rabbi that has put his life work, that's been working on now for 10 years, build upon something great, which is the Complete Jewish Bible done by Stern, right?
Dr. David Stern.
David Stern, but wonderful, dear Jewish brother.
Yes.
And now you say you're going to take it to the next level. And in a second we'll talk about the Bible, but if you say, what in a vision of releasing the Bible, what is your hope that people will get out of the Complete Jewish Bible? If you give me 1 or 2 points, what would they be?
Well, I would say for Jewish people, we want to make sure that Jewish people understand that the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation is a Jewish book. It was written to Jews, about Jews, for Jews. It took place in a Jewish land of Israel. So that is important for Jewish people. And for Gentile or Christian people, we want them to really get a better understanding of the Jewish background of the whole Bible, because I think too often that does not happen.
So let me ask you a question from the Messianic Jews, Messianic Gentile. Is this Bible suitable to messianics in your
I would say not only suitable, it's essential, because this is foundational material for Jewish believers and Gentile believers to know, to understand the nature of God and God's message to mankind.
So I just want to recap what Barry has done. He's taking the Bible in great version of the Stern, and they added study notes.
Right.
Okay, study notes to the Bible. Now you say anybody can write study notes, right? Anybody can put it. Those are not just all regular people.
No. And these study notes are Jewish study notes. They really capture all the Jewish material, the Jewish content of the Bible. Not all study Bibles have this material in it. In fact, most do not. But we'd be able to pull this together in a concise way.
Does the notes have messianic flavor to them?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I know that you took a lot of things and you ask for permission and I say, of course. Take some things from the Return of the Kosher Pig. So some of you maybe say, I can't handle the entire Return of the Kosher Pig. But guess what I can do? I can go and look some cliff notes.
Yeah.
That will be like a little mini cliff notes. So you can go and see that. And I know you did it with other great literature.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit, who contributed to this project?
A lot of people. Some of the local, some of the Messianic Jewish scholars and leaders of today, like Barney Kasdan, who's the rabbi of one of the largest synagogues in the country in San Diego, Kehilat Ariel. He's written a couple of books for our company, God's Appointed Times and God's Appointed Customs, which really explains the biblical holidays and the biblical customs from a Jewish perspective.
So you were able to answer some of these flavors.
We did. We added it, and it explains things.
Awesome.
For example, most people do not know that the holiday called Hanukkah, which we all enjoy, right?
Right.
Is only mentioned in the Gospel of John. The only place, John 10:22.
Right.
And Rabbi Kasdan wrote a chapter on Hanukkah in his book. We were able to take parts of that and add it to this Bible, the Complete Jewish Study Bible, at the right place in the text itself.
And our own in the yeshiva, Rabbi Stephen Bernstein was also a contributor.
He was.
to this. He wrote exposition on one of the books in the Bible. Give us some more names of people who partake in this. I want people to get the sense this is more than Rabbi Barry Rubin published some Bible. This was an effort of a community of the body of Messiah.
We had 30 contributors from outside our organization per se that added material to this.
Give me some names.
Rabbi Russ Resnick, Rabbi John Fisher, Rabbi Richard Robinson, Dr. Richard Robinson. We've even used some material from non-Messianic Jewish scholars.
I love that.
Yeah.
You brought some, I know like in the Return of the Kosher Pig, you took some quotation that I had from the rabbis, and you embedded them into the book, and I think that's awesome.
Right, we wanted to, because we want people to understand, and who better to explain the Bible than Jews?
Than Jews
not
and
just
rabbis.
Messianic Jews.
Yes.
So that's why we did, and we chose 12 themes for the Bible that show up throughout from Genesis to Revelation.
Can you give us a teaser of a theme or two?
Yeah, I mean, I have a list in the back. For example, one theme is anti-Jewish scriptural interpretations.
Ooh.
There's a lot of scripture that's been interpreted in an anti-Jewish way in the Bible. So
do you give a list of some of those scriptures?
and then we explain how they are misunderstood. And it changes the way people think, because there's been a lot of anti-Semitism that's come from people misunderstanding things in the Bible.
What about explaining something like covenants? That's something important. Is that the theme?
There's a second theme called covenants, where we talk about the Noahide covenant, the Abrahamic covenant, the Mosaic covenant, all the way up to the New Covenant.
So it's a way for somebody to go to the back of the Bible and say, okay, here's where the covenant is mentioned.
Exactly.
Boom, 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 boom.
And Jewish customs, Jewish-Gentile relations. I'll read the themes real quickly. Messianic prophecy, which of course is important, the names of God, about the Sabbath, the Shabbat, salvation and atonement, how that theme comes through the Bible, the holy days of Israel, the land of Israel, the Torah itself, the tabernacle in the wilderness, and so forth and so on.
Amazing.
There's 12 of those that we selected.
That's absolutely great. I don't know how many of you getting excited about it. In a second, those who are watching right now will give you a chance to ask Rabbi Barry questions directly. So we'll take your questions in a minute. But before we do that, so I also noticed you gave a glossary of, you mentioned the rabbis, you put their names in the back of the book.
Yeah.
And that is also important to contextualize the Bible.
It's got amazing amounts of material that you can't find anywhere else, not easily anyway.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Now, this Bible is available today, and I want you to know if there's one Bible when my students come and ask me what Bible do you recommend, I say the Hebrew Bible. That's the only Bible that I recommend. Because any translation, you're going to have some problems. But I know Stern's work.
Yeah.
I know the brothers who you mentioned. They're high scholarship, high scholarship.
Definitely.
And I'm actually happy to be, in a small part, a contributor too to this important work. And there's a glossary terms. This is great. So my question for you also. First of all, how do I endorse this Bible? Okay, I'm 100% behind this project, not just because Rabbi Barry and I are friends, but because I seen the quality of the work, and I am very excited. Does it mean the Bible is perfect? No, only Hashem is perfect. But you continue to work on future editions of this Bible. One of the things we talk about, Barry, and I'm sure my students are dying to know this answer. Would you consider to put the Hebrew and the English side by side?
Funny you should say that.
Okay,
you and I have been talking about that for months.
I have been nagging him because I say, if you can give me the Hebrew next to this, you have the most incredible version of the Tanakh.
We are working on that.
Wow, that's going to be amazing.
It's a big project. It'll take some time.
And we really appreciate your prayer. That's why I say to you, get the English version right now so we can support this work, so he can give us a Hebrew. And you realize something? There is not a English and a Hebrew with a Dalish potentially of the Hebrew also. Side by side, complete Tanakh Tanakh and Brit Hadashah from Genesis to Revelation. It doesn't exist.
It does not.
So you're going after the home run here. Really.
The home run, yeah.
I am excited, and I love it. I absolutely love this thing. So. The Bible is available today for purchase.
It's available on our website.
And you have a different version. Can you show them also
the
a little
Bible?
Yeah.
We took David Stern's Complete Jewish Bible, we modified it, and we published it in 3 different formats. This is the FlexiSoft cover. It's beautiful, isn't it? That's like wow,
I love it.
Is
it leather? What is
It's not leather. It's called FlexiSoft.
But it's beautiful.
So this is the same Bible with a different cover, and there's a soft cover as well. It's the Complete Jewish Bible that Dr. Stern did many years ago. And what we did, we added introductions to each book of the Bible, which David Stern had not done, to help people get into a sense of what the book of each book of the Bible is about, and outlines to the book as well. As you can see here from the Complete Jewish Study Bible, this is Shemot, or Exodus, and you have an outline over here of the book, which helps people follow, and an introduction to the book of Exodus and what it's all about. It's helpful to understand what you're reading, what you're going to read about, to understand when you read it what it's all about. So that's why we had an introduction.
So
very good.
So there's also this. This is another version, right?
This is the leather version of the Complete Jewish Bible.
That's the one I want.
This is expensive.
Yeah,
we'll make a deal.
And
this is Italian leather.
Oh my goodness.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful. It'll last forever.
Look honoring
this
to
is
Hashem,
it is.
you know.
It is. And I should mention that we published this along with Hendrickson Publishing, which is a big Bible company.
Yes.
And they were great to work with. They helped a lot.
And they all those versions have the study Bible, the study Bible available.
The study Bible is in the hardcover like this.
Yes.
The soft cover like this, and the leather like this.
And how Jewish is this Bible is? Let me ask you, do you have, for example, the breaking of the parashot?
Sure.
So you see, this is a great thing. You don't know where the parasha of this week, and it's people sometimes go to the NIV. Listen, we endorse in our yeshiva a few Bibles. I would say this one is becoming a very strong contender to be the Bible. We just, obviously, we use Hebrew a lot, so we need it also in Hebrew.
Yeah.
But this is a book that really needs to be in everybody's library.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the bottom line. Right now today. So
we have. There's also references to biblical prophecy in these Bibles, both in the Tanakh and the Brit Hadashah, how they connect. So it's filled with material. That
I was amazed because you and I have been talking about this. There are maps, and I love the glossary of all the Hebrew words at the end. Yeah. Man, how much work was put into this? I mean,
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It was done in excellence. It's looked beautiful. It's readable, and I love it. The beginning of each book, the introduction, and then all the notes throughout the book. It kind of reminds me like reading a page in Talmud. In a way,
that's where I got it from. Growing up in a Jewish home, in a Jewish synagogue, we used to have a chumash.
That's exactly what
you have the Hebrew, and then at the bottom you have commentary and notes. So that's kind of the idea where I came up with to have the notes at the bottom of the page. Yet there are articles inserted at key places that need more than just a footnote. They need more of an exposition.
So that's like the English version of Chumash. And
in a way.
David Rodriguez, one of our students, right? I'm in the process of buying the FlexiSoft. I love those FlexiSoft. It's really excellent version.
That's this one here. It's beautiful.
Yes. So, Barry, is it okay if we take a few questions?
Sure.
So, guys, those of you who are right now in the chat, we're going to do something that we don't usually do, but this is such an opportunity to get to know what Rabbi Barry is doing, is if you have a chance, if you have a question, just type it into the chat room right now. We will love to hear any questions you have, any idea, any comment, anything you want to ask Rabbi Barry. That's the time. Just type it into the chat and we will take your question. So we will wait. Okay, here we go. Here's one question. It is coming from Yaakov Norland. He's one of our students from Holland. And Yaakov asked the question, are there any other translation of the complete Jewish Bible available, or is it only in English?
Right at this moment, the Complete Jewish Study Bible is only in English.
What about the Complete Jewish Bible?
Oh, the Complete Jewish Bible is in other languages.
Do you recall which?
We're working on to get this into Spanish, the New Testament.
And I hope everybody hear this, because all our Spanish students would love this.
Right. Yeah, and it takes a little time to get the translation done, and we have to first make a contract with the other countries and make it, work smoothly.
Yes.
But yeah, we would like to see this. I think there's 200 languages in the world. It wouldn't bother me at all to see this in every language of the world.
Right now, though, is it pretty much only in English?
Yes, for the most part. The Complete Jewish Bible is in German.
German?
It's in Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Amazing. How do people get a hold of this? Like in a place like Holland, he's asking the question.
Well, you'd have to go. It's only in English in Holland, but I know.
But how do they get a hold of?
They can get that through the major distributors like Amazon.
Amazon have it.
Also, our co-publisher Hendrickson has a website called Christian Book Distributors, and they sell it. And then most bookstores carry this, because they want books that are interesting to people, and they saw this and they said, let's put this in our bookstores. So that does happen a lot.
Yeah. Okay, here's another question.
All right.
Thank you for the question. I think I missed it. That's come from Aaron Wilson, another one of our students.
Okay.
But is the Hebrew English version of the Study Bible going to be available in the next few years? If you are to guess, and we're nobody here are going to, but if you are to guess, when do you see in the future the English Hebrew?
I would say within a year and a half.
Wow, you hear that?
Maybe quicker.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be amazing. We need to pray. I already told him that I really will do everything in my power to get behind this Hebrew English, because guys, especially those in the yeshiva, you know how badly you need the Hebrew side by side, because there are certain things you're going to see only in the Hebrew. So of course, when you come to the Brit HaDasha, the question is which Hebrew we're using, and we must use it. We have to put it in the Delitzsch Hebrew. So FFOC did the Gospels Hebrew English, but we're talking about the entire Brit HaDasha right now.
Why not?
So that's with Stern. That's exciting. So I want to say, I really going to believe that within the next year to year and a half, we're going to have a complete Jewish Bible with study Bible, and then the Hebrew text will be
definitely
there.
Doable.
Yeah. So you're saying awesome. Okay, here we go. Maria Calderon said, please in Spanish. Barry?
All right. Maria, I'd love to see the whole thing in Spanish as soon as possible. We need to find a Spanish Christian publishing house that is interested in this, and then we can make arrangements with them, and then they do it much faster. They know how to get it out in their countries.
Yes,
and I think that's a good way to go.
Yeah, we definitely have a heart on the Spanish speaking, especially with the awakening right now in the Spanish speaking world, and all the work we've done. Nusim, I think that the Spanish market is needing this Bible, because they're going right now to the King James and others. So this is really needed to happen.
And just so you know, Maria, I have presented this Bible to Spanish publishers over the last 10 years, and they did not get it at that time. But I think nowadays more and more of these Spanish Christian publishers are getting it, and they may want to get behind this Bible.
I think we all need to pray for Barry for this as well.
Yeah.
Linda asked the question, it's a good question to us. So I hate to bring, but the TLV making their version of the Bible available online. Okay, do you do anything like that?
This is available online through YouVersion.
The YouVersion.
YouVersion.
What is that? I'm not familiar.
What's the YouVersion?
Yeah, what is a YouVersion?
That's a very interesting organization. They have compiled hundreds and hundreds of verses of the Bible that they disseminate free of charge. They don't pay us, we don't pay them, and they put it on there and then they send it out free of charge. But you can't download the whole thing. You can take a verse or two here and there.
I got it. But
Yeah.
do they have the study Bible in YouVersion? Or just the complete Jewish?
That's in the works.
It's in the works. So I say, is it a website, YouVersion? Is it a website? Or what is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I think it's YouVersion. I don't know.
Yeah, check it, YouVersion. You definitely can contact Rabbi Barry directly.
Sure.
We put the website. He will be happy to have this communication with you, definitely. But I would say, for me, I like, first of all, the smell of books. I love the way books smells.
Yeah.
Have a copy in your hand. I mean,
Feels good, doesn't it?
look how substantial it is. A Bible of 2,000 pages, and you can open it and you can see comments and cross-references and explanation, all from messianic Jewish scholars.
Look at this.
All over.
There's an article here on born again.
Yeah, so like it is born again. So look, there's an article to help you. This is excellent.
Well, the thing is with born again, just a comment, that is considered a Christian term, but it's actually a very Jewish term.
Yeah, and so you go
and
and
we explain that. Yes,
so
we
you
do.
kind of Judaize the entire British.
If you want to call it like that, yes.
Okay, we can call it. You're a Judaizer. That's all.
Yeah, all right. If you understand.
Yeah, we want to return the context of the scripture back to the Jewish root of the understanding of our faith.
Amen.
Amen. Let's see. You have any other question? Type them now. This is a golden opportunity to ask Rabbi Barry any question about the Bible. This is the opportunity. So we're going to keep this broadcast for another 1 or 2 minutes. And I guess people need to understand that this is something that has been working for how many? 10 years?
10 years, and it's never been done before in history. This is the first of its kind in history, and that's why I'm really so excited about.
Yeah, so we are blessed. We're clear. You make the point. Yeah. It should be lifechurch.tv that is connected with YouTube version app. I have no idea what it is, but clear if you want to send an email to Rabbi Barry, I'm sure he's looking for a way to market. So I really believe that there is a great tool here. It just it's not been marketed enough yet because it was just launched. So I really believe in this project, guys. And let me talk about, for instance, like in this Bible, Jesus. When we see Jesus, is it Yeshua?
Of course, it's Yeshua, but we explain how it got from Jesus to Yeshua. Okay. I mean, from Yeshua to Jesus, so people understand how this. Because we're not against people saying the name Jesus. It's common for most people. But we went into the background and explain how it got from Yeshua to Jesus. That's an important thing to understand.
So can you give us one example while we're waiting for more questions? An example, something cool in the Bible, like a commentary. Just throw something at us, just to give the people kind of some appetizer here, you know?
Well, like I mentioned before.
Can I give an example? Here you go. Here's James chapter 3. So James is discussing the Torah here.
Yaakov.
And you know, Yaakov, and it says faith in action. Faith and action are inseparably linked. A person who always liable for their action, whatever awake they sleep, Bava Kama 3b. So what you have done, which I love, you took a rabbinic reference.
Right.
And that's something we won't talk to. You're not anti-rabbinic. Nobody who wrote this commentary is anti-rabbinic. No. So people take a lot of things that are in rabbinic Judaism, and you show references to it.
Well, listen, James did that. Yeah. So we just want to explain how he did that.
And you know, Yaakov called in the Talmud, Yaakov the Tzaddik. He's called Yaakov the Righteous.
Right.
So here you're seeing something that Yaakov said, repeated basically word for word.
And he's often referred to as James the Just, which in Hebrew is Yaakov HaTzadik.
Yes, exactly.
So it puts it back where it belongs.
So here you give the reference from the Talmud, and then he said, what good is it, my brother, if anybody claims to have faith and no action to prove it? Is such faith going to save it? And then you explained it in the context of the way a Jew would understand it 2,000 years ago.
Exactly.
So this is a great example,
Yeah.
and it's filled. The Bible is filled with nuggets like this.
Oh,
yes?
absolutely.
So let's see. If you have questions, friends, this is your time. We give this time to you to ask any question about this. Also, people want you to know, which I didn't know if you know, the Complete Jewish Bible is also available. The Complete Jewish Bible also available on Bible Gateway.
That's right.
Okay, Bible Gateway is wonderful engine. Just select the Complete Jewish Bible, and it's right there for you as one of the approved translators. And somebody, Aaron Wilson's right again. This is priceless. You are right. Aaron, especially when you study, so we have a course in the Talmud, right, in our yeshiva, and you take now and put another layer on the Brit HaChadashah that help us to connect the dot. Which let's talk for a moment about this, connecting the dots, connecting our sages' words to the Brit HaChadashah. How critical it is for you as a Messianic Jewish rabbi when you sit and give a midrash for your people even to understand this.
Yes, and keep in mind that the writers of the New Covenant, the Brit HaChadashah, were Jews who learned from the rabbis of that era. So a lot of the things that they said and the ways they expressed themselves were really in Jewish context, and they used Jewish idioms and so forth and so on. So I think it's almost impossible to understand the words of the New Covenant, many of which come from the writers, the Jewish writers, to understand what they were saying without knowing how they thought. So we wanted to bring in how Jewish people of that era thought, because a lot of that comes through in the New Covenant, into the Brit HaChadashah.
Exactly.
So we bring that out as well.
Yeah, and I love it because I see also that you put some of the comments here in tough passages.
Yes.
You know, did Yeshua broke the tradition? No, he didn't. Here is the proof.
Yeah.
So you help people to put another lens.
Yeah.
Guys, get this Bible today. I don't say it because Barry is my friend. I'm saying it because I examine carefully the work. We're going to adopt it in our yeshiva to be an approved text in our yeshiva. And if it's a good enough for our yeshiva, it should be good enough, in my opinion, to the entire Messianic Jewish world. So I'll give you another chance. If there are any more questions, I can tell you I'm reading your comments. People are excited.
Good.
So give us kind of in conclusion, we're waiting for a question, but a kind of a last conclusion, why people should get this Bible, what is going to added value, kind of a summary and recap for those who just join in.
2,000 years ago, there was a movement that became called Christianity that was really a Jewish movement. But over the years, there's been like a separation between the Jewish believers and the Jewish community and the Christian community. We are trying to kind of reconnect them by getting people to really understand the Bible as it was written. So even though historically I would say that the church kind of cut off its Jewish roots, we're trying to reconnect them, like graft them back in together, as an expression that Rav Shaul uses. And for Jewish people who miss the Messiah, we're trying to bring the Messiah back to our own people so they can have the full revelation of God through Yeshua, the Messiah.
Yes, and it's a Bible for anybody who wants to be engrafted into
Jew
the
and Gentile, right?
Jew and Gentile are like, Barry, I just can say how excited I am.
Good.
We can't wait for the Hebrew side by side, but in the meantime, guys, you can do two things. You can learn Hebrew, but that's going to take a while, and that's why we have the yeshiva. But number two, get yourself immersed in the right version of the Bible. There's so many versions. There's the TLV, there is this, there is that. But I love the fact that, first of all, I found Stern to be very accurate.
Absolutely.
But here you have people coming, in essence, validating Stern translation. You have about 30 scholars, more than 30 scholars, coming and validating it and writing a commentary and commentary, which is very Jewish. You know, that's what we do. But that's what the Talmud is. Then we have the Tosafot. People write commentary to the commentary to the commentary.
We like to talk.
Yeah, we like to talk. That's a very, very Jewish thing. So we congratulate you. First of all, we say big Mazal Tov. Right. This is a labor, a fruit of much labor for the entire movement. I don't even know if people can appreciate how much labor went into this thing.
It took a lot of work.
Yes.
And beyond the movement, beyond the Messianic movement by itself, we think that this is going to be very important to the church at large.
Yeah, people are asking, is this also a good version for homeschooling?
Yes.
to go through the portion.
Yes.
So how do you envision people using it on a weekly basis? I guess that's a good question. Kind of on incorporate into their life. How would you recommend?
As this person knows, that we Jews, we have a certain section that we read each week called a Parsha Shavua, and this is broken down that way. The complete Jewish Bible was broken down that way from the very beginning. And so we encourage people to read that portion each week, and it itself has plenty of notes to go with it. And then they can start learning how to follow the Bible in a Jewish way from the beginning of the Torah to the end of the Torah. And that's a great way to start doing regular readings. And of course, we add to it the Haftorah, the additional readings from the prophets, and we've added to it the Brit Hadashah readings that relate to the Torah and the Haftorah. And so it's easy to put that together. I'm curious,
how did you pick the Brit Hadashah?
Well, that's interesting. A lot of the portions from the Brit Hadashah were chosen because of messages I have given over the years where I bring in the Brit Hadashah in my synagogue.
So they're connected.
They are, of course, they're connected. And then Dr. Stern brought in some portions.
Amazing.
So he put them all together, and they're at the end of the Torah portion. In the Torah are the references to the prophets and also the references to the Brit Hadashah. So you could spend all week long reading those verses and get a tremendous overview of the entire Bible and read the whole Bible in a year.
Wow, that's amazing.
It is.
That is absolutely incredible. So the way you can use it on a day-to-day basis, you can use it. We encourage people to get into the Parashat HaShavua every week, and then see the portion of the Haftarah and then the Brit Hadashah, and then you go and through the comments of the notes. Like for example, we are this Shabbat in Parashat Shmot Bo. We're in Sefer Shmot, and we are. Here, let's go there real quick. So it's very beautifully, I want to show people how beautifully made and done this is. It's clear that there's a new parasha here. So, here you start Exodus. We are, interesting, you talk about the name of God. Okay, here you go. So parasha number 15 this week, and I want people to see this. I don't know if you can get it. I missed it. Yeah, here you go. So you see Parashat 15, Parashat Bo. Okay, go. And here you have the beginning of the parasha. I tell you where the parasha starts and ends. And you can see here all these little study notes of commentaries which go cross-references for things in the other places in the Torah, in the Talmud, in the Brit Hadashah, in other places. And then here you go. So in chapter 12, those who heard my teaching yesterday, as an example, on 12:1, here you go. So you come in now and you read about this, and it's go with even the teaching that I have given. It goes side by side with those things, and this is all kosher.
That's one of our topical articles that's in there.
Wow, and I see in some pages you go and you have a full article, okay? Complete article to explain to you a verse or a passage, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So, guys, last chance, because I see how more people are joining the broadcast, which is good. If you have more questions, now it's the time to ask Rabbi Rubin a question. There's a question: does it have an ISBN number?
Oh yes.
That I have.
We have. There's an ISBN number for.
Absolutely, there's an ISBN number.
Of course, I don't have it memorized.
He doesn't have it memorized. However, I tell you what: if you want. Just contact Rabbi. We're not going to give it. It's too long. No. But Rabbi Rubin can definitely give you the ISBN numbers.
And there's one for the hardcover, one for the softcover, one for the FlexiSoft.
Absolutely.
Different ISBNs.
Absolutely. Well, listen, this is exciting project. I pray blessing upon you, your ministry,
We're very
your
excited
work.
About this.
And just go and support this. Spread the word. I want everybody to share in their Facebook page today about this new Bible, because it's a Bible that has been validated. It's validated by me and also validated by Rabbi Bernstein. Of course, we still need you to have a Hebrew Bible, okay? But very soon, we'll have the Hebrew version side by side, and that will be something that we can put together.
We will do that. We will do
that. That's exciting. So, Rabbi Barry, thank you. Thank you for being in the studio.
Good to be with you. Good to be with you.
And for the rest of you, run and get this Bible immediately. God bless you.
Amen.
We're wishing you Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
God bless you.